Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your 2024 JAYFLIGHT 264 BH travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it and show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, you have to leave plenty of room for that awning to come out. On your off campsite, no slide to worry about, but I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Both of them are going to be right above your tires, on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, or off camp side of your trailer. Power, water. Once you arrive, unhook our hitch. First thing we're going to do is level our unit. Here it comes with a power thumb jack by Lippert. Night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply retract to lower, extend to raise. Now, should you lose power, under that rubber stopper right there, your hand crank for your stabilizing jacks will fit on a big bolt right here and get this up and down if you don't have power. Speaking of power, check your battery post every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggling loose going down the road. Once we get our unit level, and your unit's doorway is right in the middle, so you can probably set with the steps up, set a level, short level right up inside that. Watch when that's level. Got your unit level. Next thing we do is stabilize it. All four corners of the unit got these new stabilizing jacks. I say new, it's just new in the release. There's still a hand crank, 3/4 inch all the way down. To the right, we'll bring them down. We only got to bring them down about this far. Grab this ring, pull that, and these will drop right down. Well, if you unhook the safety latch first, I'm going to bring this back up. That keeps these from falling down on their own going down the road. Release that safety latch, get her down as close as you can, and then run these down. I'm also going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot black top. Put them down up underneath these. Run these down just until we're taut. Once we've got some resistance on our hand crank, we don't want to raise the unit. We just want to make it stable. Get all four of those down. Got your unit level and stable. Next thing we do is hook up our power and water. Big long 30 amp cord. Plugs in inside with this pistol grip. Put it in, I say like 11 o'clock, and then turn it to noon. Then put your black washer on from there. Just got a bad angle here. Get that on there. Now at the end of that 30 amp, if you have the convenience pack, you'll have a 30 to 15 amp reducer. You can put on the end of that in case you need to plug into a 110. Got your power hooked up, and hook up your water. At campsites, we're going to hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in the unit. Always use this because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. So hook that up. Hook up your hose. Don't turn your hose on yet. Come on over to the campsite of our trailer at the rear to our Suburban hot water heater. Just make sure that this pressure release valve, see how that lifts up, just make sure that's down before we go ahead and turn that water on. Once you turn that water on, you're going to go up inside, open up all of your water taps, showers, sinks, turn all those on, get a nice steady flow of water going through them, all the air out of the lines, shut them off, and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping. In that case, up here toward the front a little bit, next to your heat vent, is your freshwater tank. Potable water only. No need for a water pressure regulator here. You can fill this with a hose. Just gravity fill it. Two ways to tell it's full. There's an overflow valve right here in the corner. Or on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Get done there. Keep an eye on this while you're filling it. Don't leave it unattended. Once it's full, put your cap back on. And then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump if you're using that city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set up to camp with power and water. Let me continue walking around the unit. Continuing on this off camp side, it's a big pass-through storage here. Your other stabilizing jack, again a flue for your furnace, a couple things. Make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. And they actually make bug guards for those, screen bug guards that you can get installed. We have your potable water, fresh water again, low point drain for your fresh water. That's where you pull to dump that tank. City water connection, a vent for your hood vent on your range. Our power, got an outdoor shower, got a hot and cold shower in there. Tank flush, we'll utilize this when we dump our black and gray tanks. And our low point drains as well. There's where you plug in your cable at the campsites. Spare tire with a cover, recommend keeping that cover on there. It helps it from dry rotting. You got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof, check condition of your roof, and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You're also prepped for a backup camera. Device you can purchase where half device with a camera sits on the dash of your tow vehicle, the other half attaches here, giving you a backup camera for the unit. Coming down our campsite, again our Suburban hot water heater that is on. It's on out here, but it'll be turned on from indoors. You just make sure that you're on out here. We have our big storage area that was easier to unhook with the two hands. A couple of outdoor speakers. Cable hookup. 110 in case you want to put a TV out here. You've got a TV mount in the box indoors that'll fit on there. And there's how that hooks on. Purchase another one of these, put it indoors, or a couple, put them both indoors, and you'll be able to just snap this TV off here, take it indoors, do the same thing. Steps are adjustable, pulling out these cotters here. Yep. Stabilizing jacks again, our pass-through storage. So your propane is on a regulator. You can access to the top here. Or take the cover off. Here's your regulator pointing toward the tank you wish to be using, or leave it in the middle. I prefer doing one tank at a time, that way I know when I'm empty. Lefty loosey to open up here. What covers everything out here? Let's take a look on the inside. So before I go in, I'm going to talk about your awning. I don't have enough room to open it all the way here, but I am going to tell you that when you run your awning out, you're only going to want to run it out until you can see your bar and the flap will fall down to 90 degrees. Let's see if we can get lucky and make it. If you hold that extend button down, that will continue to run itself out and start to run itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it when you run it out. Only run it out as far as you need to. Pitch adjust, you can. If you have a light rain, you want to adjust this down and tilt that away. That'll keep the rain from puddling up, and it'll all go down one end. And lastly, you really don't want to leave these out in the rain. They are more of a wind awning than they're more of a shade awning than a sun protection awning. So utilize it for shade. If you got high winds or storms coming, just recommend that you bring them in. We also got beautiful LED awning lights out here, controller right here. As that comes in, I'll tell you, these slam locks work best when you gently slam them. Up top here, control panel. Here's where we see our brand new battery, fresh black and gray tanks. Here's where you turn on your water pump when you're utilizing that fresh water. This is also the fresh water button. That's when you want to hold down when you're filling up that fresh water. Once it shows full, go shut it off. Awning control, interior lighting, awning lighting. Couple charging ports here, and your smoke or fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. That's always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping and you're going to be gone for the day, you might want to disconnect the battery to keep this from running your battery down. It will feed off your battery constantly. Table will lift up, remove from these bars, set them on these rubber lip here, put your flat cushions on top, gives you another sleeping quarters. Up top here, you prep for TV. I say get one of them blocks. That size TV will block right on there. Up here, when you plug in your cable, make sure this green light is on. That is your antenna. 110. Radio station, sound system, AM, FM. Let's see if we get something coming down here.
Of a kind that we would come to associate with them.
Indoors, outdoors, or neither, or both.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Lakshmi.
AM, FM, Bluetooth, auxiliary.
Visiting
Touch it once to mute, hold it in to shut it off. Here's the cable to hook up for your TV. Your thermostat is here. Real simple to run. You've got cool there, set your temperature here. You've got furnace, set your temperature here, and off. Pretty basic. Just notice that when you shut your air off, that shuts off rather quickly. But when you shut your furnace off, it takes a few minutes for that furnace fan to cycle through before it physically shuts off. Got our bunks up here, individual lighting, our own charging ports. Leave these down here, have storage. Up under your bunk, that's access to your outdoor storage. That's one reason you want to keep that outdoor storage locked. One touch lighting in here, 110. Access panel to your plumbing. Actually, most of it's right there. Inside here will be your pump. So easy access to that. 12-volt fridge. Come down here to your breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s, a couple 40s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go out. We've got our self-explanatory microwave, light and fan above our cooktop. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. You've got a panel light here that'll rock up or down for the oven. Just turn these to light, hit your spark when your gas is on. You may have to bleed the lines for a minute sometimes. Just turn it on, hit your spark a few times, just let it bleed through one, then it'll eventually come through all of them. Same thing on the oven, turn it to light, use that lighter to spark it, no need to get down there for your pilot light. Look in there, see if it's lit. Once it's lit, go ahead and turn that to your desired temperature. Got a nice cutting board top for your sink. Again, access to all your plumbing here. 110 with GFCI reset right here in the living room. Couple of charging ports. Couple of things you can do with your sofa. Put this down, this up, or jackknife the entire thing down for another place to sleep. Lift up the front, rock the back to a sofa. Head back here to our bedroom. Not much to talk about back here. Another spot for a TV block, cable and 110 there. This is your Go Power solar controller. I will send you a separate video specifically from them, and we will get a better understanding of that yourself through them. They do a much better job than I can. Emergency escape window. Grab this red, pull it toward you, push that on out. More storage under here with some paperwork. Go through your paperwork, see if there's anything in your appliances that you may or may not want to check on any extended warranties through them. You can register. In our bathroom, we do have a open exhaust vent. Lighting here, and here's where you actually turn on your hot water heater. Turn it on here, raise the temperature here. That about covers everything on the inside. So act like we're leaving the unit, or leaving the campsite, and close the unit up. So basic things, go through, close all your glass tops. I like to come to my control panel and shut off my interior lights. Then I can look around and see any one-touch individual lighting I need to go through the unit and shut off. Once I've shut all them off, just walk through the unit. Again, make sure everything's down, packed away, nothing's gonna be bouncing around on you. Make sure all of our lights are off and exit the unit. Now on these steps, one thing's I want to note, bringing them down or up, make sure your stereo door is all the way open, or as you'll see how close this comes, that piece right there will catch on it. Once that sets, lock that in there. Now before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt your exterior door, lift and turn that handle. That's how you want that for traveling. Alright, if we are dry camping, I'm going to bring up these stabilizing jacks. I'm going to show you real quick. If you loosen it back up, you can get right a hold of that ring and lift these back up high. Oops, I went too far. And then just crank the rest of the way up. You can also attach our little safety latch here. If we are, again, out boondocking, we'll bring up our stabilizing jacks. Come around here to our low point drain, open up our freshwater tank, and either head on home or to the nearest dump station, whatever we're in need of. If we are at a campsite, unhook our power, our water, our cable, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. Those can be right behind your tires on the driver's side of your tow vehicle. That 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up and pull that black holding tank. Once that sounds like it's no longer draining, go inside, check the level of black. Shows empty or close to it, come back out here, leave that black handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, and straight up is our black tank flush. Hook that hose up, let that run for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove your hose, make sure all the washout you just put in there is drained, then close your black and pull your gray. While my grays are draining, go ahead and dump both those low point drains. Come over to our hot water heater. If we're not going to be camping for a while, you don't want to leave stagnant water in here. Get down here, lift up on this pressure release valve, but be careful now, this could be hot water dumping out of there. When it's done, push that back down so your door will close. Come back over here. Make sure your gray is empty when it is. Close it, grab your sewage hose. Again, that's going to be cleaner waters, your sinks and your showers. But then you're going to sanitarily and conveniently store your sewage hose right in your bumper and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Jayco for many years to come. Happy camping.